Hello everyone, Intuitive Edge. I want to take a look at the cards. I want to look at what's going on with the coming changes. I'm feeling, and I'm sure many of you are as well, that there's some big changes underway, that there are some things that just feels like it's just ready to explode into something new. And I'm curious what that's going to look like. I'm going to shuffle up the cards. I'm doing this a little differently, seeing if the camera angle will lend itself to having no interruptions in the sound quality. But I'm going to shuffle the cards up and take a look at the coming changes. And I'm being a little bit vague with it because I want to give some room for intuition to just kind of flourish, to see what types of things come up. But the changes I'm thinking about are societal, economic, political, just the whole gamut, but mostly financial. But we'll see what comes up in the cards. So the coming changes that we're looking at, some people are saying we're going to have a whole new economic system. It'll be interesting to see what comes up. I've seen that before in my readings that I've done, that there's some shift coming, and I couldn't dial into exactly what it was, but it just felt like we were just going to turn a corner into like a whole new different way of being. So let me shuffle up here. Give me just a moment. All right, cut the deck here. What's the coming shift, the coming changes? So we have the Seven of Wands reverse. This card is like getting the upper hand on something, or feeling like you are about to go under and you're trying to get the upper hand. What is this crossed by? This is crossed by the reverse King of Pentacles, which is a very, it's an image or a picture of a very ruthless, greedy, corrupt person in power. So this is painting the picture of trying to get the upper hand from people in power. People who are abusive in power, people who shouldn't be in power because they're in it for their own means and their own purposes. Now we've got the Hope card. I think there is some change coming, and the hope that change is bringing is that this struggle for humanity, I think it's a bigger, broader picture here. The struggle for people to take back their governments, whether it's the United States or Venezuela or wherever. But that struggle it's ages old. It's like as old as time itself. The king gets in power, they get full of themselves, they start abusing the people, the system, they start to game the system to keep them and their cronies in power, and then the little people get squashed. Underneath this feeling, we have the Death card, which is a powerful card of transformation and change. And this is in the position of like, what's led up to this? And I'm thinking this is like for the United States, kind of where I'm at with this coming change. I feel it's for the US, but other places too. But when we have the Death card, this is like what's led up to it. This powerful transformation. It feels like this whole last 2 years with the election of President Trump has been like throwing everything on its head. And whether you like Trump or hate him, I think everyone can agree that he's been a force for some incredible change and powerful transformative change to the country, to politics, to the way things have been done. He's upending a lot of things that have been done certain ways, and he is changing a lot of things. And I think that has been a powerful change agent. Now behind this, we have a messenger, Knight of Cups reversed. This to me feels like stalemate, like this, like the political parties that are unable to come together and make an offering together. We have this energy of this inability to make an offer. And right now, politically, we're at like this stalemate of, you know, the border, the shutdown and all of that that's gone on. This energy of not working together or not working with you is leaving. And opposite that, in the future, we have the Six of Swords, which is moving on. So that's interesting. We have this, but there's a message in there too. So there's something that we don't know yet that will come out. But I don't know if this means that the people who are unwilling to negotiate are going to move on, or that somehow that stalemate is ending and it's moving in a different direction or moving on. But the moving on card is the Six of Swords. This is like, this is an ending kind of moving on. Like, it's not like you're just moving on and being happy. It's like an ending. It's a sadness kind of card. Like, well, depending on who's sad, but it's forceful change, like having to move away, and you're sad. You might be happy because you're moving, but you're sad because you're leaving your friends, kind of thing. It's kind of a double-edged sword on that one. I've got the Seven of Swords in the position of what's going on right now. This is like having to be careful and work with, having to be very diplomatic and very strategic and very careful. It's like you can't just implement years worth of change all at once. Things have to be gradual in order for people to ease into things. I think there's going to need to be some easing into these changes that are coming. And it will be. I don't think it'll be drastic. We'll be able to weather that storm a little bit. The Environment card, what's going on in the field, is like all about partnerships. People coming together and working. So and again, looking at the cards here, that whole energy is leaving. And in the same line, we have that Six of Swords and the Lovers card, like the moving away from that stalemate energy, moving on, and then partnering into something new. Like a large break in tradition. I wonder if there's going to be some big change that's going to be felt, like change on how we do things in the United States. Politically, I'm thinking. We've got the introspection card, looking within, looking at yourself. Really getting to the root of who are we? What are we creating? What do we want? And then a messenger on the outcome. And it's upright, which is good. To me, the Knight of Wands, is it's a creative energy of, let's see if there's any messages in the card itself. It feels like there's some young, like people rising up, either taking back that power that we saw, that struggle to take back power from the elite. And again, looking over this again, I should probably just show this to you guys. I don't know if you can see this or not. So I've got that knight at the top, and to me it's like there's something new coming in, but it feels like youthfulness, like young people coming in, either running for office, new people coming in, new ideas coming in, new actions coming in, new ways of doing things. I think in a lot of ways we've just operated on autopilot. Like, this is how things have always been done. This is how things are. And I think especially with this younger generation coming up, they think quite differently. And I'm not talking about like political differences with the youth. I'm talking their brains are wired differently. They don't think the way the older generation does. And I think coming up in the future that they are going to come in with some new ideas about how government should work. And I don't think they should be immediately dismissed, because I think that some of their stuff will be valid. Okay, sorry about that. I had to fix my phone. I think some of their ideas are going to be valid, and we have to evolve going into the future, especially with the new changes that are coming. Some people are talking about that Nesera Gesera, Nesara. If you don't know what that is, please look it up. It's interesting. There's a lot of research to be done on that topic. But basically, that is a blueprint or a format for real structural positive change in government in a way that doesn't hinder the little man, and it seems like, to me, it looks like a win-win for everybody except for the cartel and the bankers. But everybody else is going to benefit from something like that. And whether we implement that or something similar, I do sense that there is some type of change on the horizon. Now, change is sometimes gradual. I don't think it's always going to be a drastic change. And in this case, it'll probably be a little more gradual. But there will be some profound differences coming in the future. And I do think that younger generations should be included. I know that with the disparity between the generations, some people like to make fun of the millennials because, they're just so wet behind the ears. They're greenhorn, they don't know what they're doing. And I think that there will be time when they will come into their own and they will start to understand their role and how they can impact and how they can help lead society in a way that works for everyone. They just need to get, off that socialism train, in my opinion, because socialism is extremely damaging. But I think that'll come in time. They even with that, work through that. There's no sense in just getting rid of an ideology like socialism. they need to work through it and look at it and really understand it. And same with politics, same with everything. It's not all textbook, it's not all easy peasy. It's like you have to work at understanding it fundamentally in order to change it. And I think they'll come around to that. So that gives me hope for the younger people coming up. I think that's about it for this video. I appreciate you stopping by my channel. If you liked it, leave a like. This is Intuitive Edge, and I will be back doing more videos. I hope everybody's doing well. Take care. Bye-bye.